I am live. I am live. Right. I'm ready. I'm ready to stream. Boom. Yeah, you know. We have a vote to follow. Hello. Let me see. Boom. Am I live? Is this a live chat or is this the offline chat? Boom. And I'm here. And now we will switch to the vote. Where's the thing?
Because it's like,
Presence
well, this
wait. 15 people only watching? Why only 15 people watching? Uh, support Ukraine Act. Vote. Live. Justin. But I want the House vote live Ukraine. Oh. Live. That's the old one. I don't think it's up yet. The vote, you know? Um, oh my god.
I have a confession to make. I am a Tetsuya Nomura apologist. I know what you might be thinking, but Raven, Tetsuya Nomura is a revered game developer. Everyone loves him. That's such a cold take, and I understand all that. But look, there's a reason Nomura recently had to answer in an interview for what he thinks of people lamenting Nomura-isms in Square Enix's writing. And the reason people call out Nomura-isms is not because they like the writing too gosh darn much. Tetsuya Nomura makes games that are obnoxious and at times impenetrable. His defining work, the Kingdom Hearts franchise, wears its heart so openly on its sleeve that it is painfully easy to mock if it doesn't click with you. Yet I believe that Nomura, even at his worst, which is, I don't know, Kingdom Hearts coded, brings a singular artistic voice to his work, making him one of the most defining artists of the form, a pillar of style and empathy, and most of all, fearlessness. This is a trait in some of the greatest visionaries in any.
Oh my gosh. Press like. Dragon Quest 1. I didn't know that Dragon Quest 1 was just one character. Luciaza. How's everybody doing? Okay. I did not chase any culprits. I got a mini medal. Oh my gosh, a mini medal. We've got a mini medal. Greetings. Oh yeah, I forgot. I cannot afford. Oh my gosh. That was cool, wasn't it? Wait, what is a safe passage scroll? Long ago, when the great bard Galen hold on. I guess I will have to go out, right? Seed of wisdom. Oh, I have to go here. Ready. Hello, Greater Rain. What do you mean? It should. Wait, why is the stream offline? I don't know why. It says that the stream is offline. I don't know why. Huh? Wait, what? Wait, what happened? Why doesn't the page work? What the hell? Second. What? What happened? Wait, what? How do I... Settings. How do I... Now it works. Now it works. Okay? Now it works. Hello. It is live now. It works now. Hello. Let me see. We're looking for the live vote for the Ukraine aid. I think it's not live yet. You know? Oh, I have I have some chips. I have the chips to mansion, you know? You know what I mean? Barbecue. It's meat. I guess, kind of. Meat flavored Lay's chips. Is it Lay's? Yeah, meat flavored Lay's chips. Yeah, that's right. Wait, am I poisoned? Oh my god, I'm poisoned. I have to go back to the city. This game is apparently difficult. My brother also told me that this game is difficult. I think meat tastes... I think meat chips are normal. Florida is a crazy place. Have I mentioned that Florida is a crazy place? My brother wrote me that this game is apparently difficult. This game first came out on the Nintendo, then there was a remake on the Super Nintendo, and this is a remake of a remake. And apparently this game is more difficult than the original. What do you think? Also, there's no party in this game. You only have this one guy for the entirety of the game. You only have this one guy in the party for the whole game. How does that sound? I have to go to the church now. Hello, Big Jerry. Also, we're doing a big effort to activate the community. So it's remake. Yeah, it is a remake. Because first this game came out on the Nintendo, then it came out on the Super Nintendo, and now it came out HD remake. So yeah, it is actually a remake of a remake. Wait, slime earring? What does that do? Oh, I might as well buy this, right? Right, did I not buy it? I did not buy it. Oh, that actually gives a big boost. Oh. Yeah. You should write your burger that I said stop loafing around watching One Piece and contribute to the family. Oh, he only watches One Piece with me. He doesn't watch it alone. Yeah. Wait, where's the church? Why is the church locked? How do I get rid of the poison if the church is locked? What? I fight my brother? You will fight my brother? Hold on. Where's the... antidote. I'd be upset too. But you saved it from its suffering, I think. I assume. You know? I assume you saved it from its suffering. I'd like to believe so. Anyway. You know? Wait, how do I, where's the N? Where's the N? I don't know where the N is. Do you know where the N is? I could have sworn the N was somewhere around here. Oh, I remember now. Don't worry. We are gathering funds for a good cause, by the way. There should be a vote soon on Ukraine. There should be a vote. There's a famous YouTuber that has that. A vote on the new, because there was a discharge petition that forced a vote on a new aid for Ukraine, and there will be a vote on it, on passing, and it needs a supermajority to not be vetoed by Trump. Something. I wanna watch it. I wanna watch that vote. You know, there will be a vote happening. So I'll be checking up on the vote from time to time. Also consider donating and subscribing. Consider coming to watch stream. Hello. Hello, pondlings. We are mourning tonight because a duck has passed away. Wait, why did your dad piss you off? What happened to your father? What happened with your dad? Also, I have to not avoid any fights because the bosses in this game are apparently very brutal. I actually heard from a few sources that the bosses in this game are actually pretty tough. Trust me to borrow software they sell? He commanded me to leave the dark to suffer, and he said it in a rude way as he tends to do. What did he say? Aren't you making a game for me? Oh, what happened? Sir, art thou injured? A strange fellow, entirely unclothed, save for a mask. He entered unbidden and... Yes, you see. The Lucy fan game is high priority, but I plan to do a bit of learning first. With a couple small Dota project. Oh. We got dill pickle flavor too. Oh. Hello Malaki. Welcome back. Remember, this is a language friendly place. It seems like I have to say it because apparently some streamers don't like it when languages are used. Which is strange, but it is what it is. He took it. The thief key, my treasure, my ticket. The riches. He took it and stayed by the window. S'il vous plaît. I kind of have a big vision for the Duck Rescue platformer. Hello, Polyphonica, by the way. Wait, perhaps he wore a loincloth or some such similar undergarment, but never mind that, the villain stole my key. I fear, sir, that thou hast fallen foul of the one they call Robin Hood. He is a lord among bandits, who have terrorized the land all about this place, murmured of late. Robin Hood? So I speak true, this Hood must be the rogue who did plunge my key into the depths of his drawers. He fled southward. I saw it. Return it to me. Return my key. Robin Hood is wayside bandit. And his companies are hardened. Oh gosh. Oh no. He walks like, for fuck's sake, don't kill the duck. Last thing we need is some stupid kid saying it and having the neighbors complain. Or something along those lines. mean, that is pretty cool. You're sure that that could not have been taken to a veterinary, to a vet to be rescued? I'm just, I don't mean to, I don't mean to create fake possibilities now, but it's not like you can turn back time, but monster weakness. Oh my gosh. Did I actually steal from this guy after he was robbed? No way. That's so evil. No way. Did I just rob this person twice? No way. But yes, your father was not very nice. I guess I have to go here. I still kind of feel like the feel like the reputation of this game being difficult is probably overblown. Like, we're gonna have to see. I don't know. I feel like the reputation of this game is overblown. I know that I found a bird with a damaged wing once that was kind of lying on the ground and unwell, and I called the services, I called the public guards or something, and they came and they took the little bird to a veterinarian. That is quite a sad discussion. But listen, all discussions are allowed on this stream. I think. Oh no, in Poland they come to you for free. Like, you call the public guards or whatever and they just come to you and take the bird to the vet for free. It would be silly to be expected to pay for something like that. It's a public service, literally. There's something to be said about removing the minimap from driving games, about playing your route, memorizing it, and executing a plan. I would hate that. Okay? I would hate to have to memorize etc. and plan. My memory is like Swiss cheese, so that would not work for me. Yeah, they are paid for that because they're public servants. It's their job. Those random encounters are kicking my ass. I think I'm gonna level up now. You only have this one person in the party.
Not today!
The word into an SCD and build an intuition for navigating. Forza 6 has more than just one city, but I don't know. Also in real life you don't just memorize the entire city, you have a map. Even before the internet you had the paper map, you know? You didn't just memorize everything. I mean, some people kinda memorize a lot of stuff, but hello, Simon Pierre Dubé. We leveled up. Oh, it's good that we have an antidote. Might as well learn the skills. Yeah. Oh, my battery is running low. Hold on. I mean, that is fair. It would be nice. Although I would just be in the map non-stop. I would just stay in the map non-stop, you know? How's everybody doing? Is everybody enjoying the stream? Everybody enjoying the stream? Let's see if there's a vote right now. I guess it's not up. Yeah? Should Lucy be in the map non-stop? I mean, I already like did it in here, okay? There is no GPS, okay, in here. So I have to go to the map non-stop. A meh stream is good, thank you. I think you saved that in my opinion, but, you know, it probably doesn't feel that way. How are you? I'm kind of okay. I'm going to go to Poland tomorrow, so it's a good thing that we are doing a stream tonight. Yeah, we can watch a movie on the bus. I'm gonna get the arcade stick because oh wait, mostly software. Did you send me a second package? Jackie sent me a second package with something in it. I don't think I have seen the mail. Hold on. Okay, we need to go here. How long? Oh my gosh. A lot of experience till the next level up. I think I'm poisoned. I bet that hurt them. Look at that. How much experience have I got now? Wait, how did I miss? Oh my god. The experience is pretty good actually. Items. Look at this. Pseudo defense. What is an unsealant? Oh. Imagine not being gay. I think it's unnatural not to be gay. Strong enemies die. Yeah? What's the question, Maraki? That's right, I am trans. I am in fact trans. If I have a crush on someone and be, is it gay? That depends on how you two agree. It depends on... Actually, that's between you two. You know? If they see it that way, then I guess. Does that make sense? If they're comfortable with that label. I think there's gonna be a boss here. The Robin Hood.
Nah, boss. 'Tis too dangerous, boss.
Unhand me! If thou thinkest I'm letting one of the boys just die, thou hast another think coming.
And if thou thinkest we're letting you die, thou hast another thing coming yourself.
Hey? Who art thou? State thy business.
Hast thou come here looking to pinch our treasure? Huh? Thou seekest the key that was stolen? My blinking key? Well, it shall not be thine, Palio! Not on my blessed Nelly!
There you go, a boss, I guess. We'll see if the game is difficult now. Holy shit. Yeah, the game is difficult. I've been... persuaded.
Have at me!
No.
Whoa. I died. I guess I'll just go back to the city and buy better equipment. Holy moly. I got trashed. I was like, yeah, this game is easy, this game is easy, this game is easy. Until I trashed my ass. God damn. It's been calm lately. There has not been a major bombing last night. I'm still waiting for Dr. Jones to join the stream. Where's Dr. Jones? Have you seen Dr. Jones? Also, we could be talking about how Trump is attacking healthcare for trans people. Also, we could be watching a video of somebody criticizing President Sunday. You should post that you're streaming. Wait, where should I post? I mean, there is on the pond, there is like a notification that automatically always pops up when I stream. But nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. YouTube alert and stream alert. Those two are a thing, you know, and nobody cares about that. I cannot believe this. I even got a flashy new stuff for their defense. And it's like, no, it didn't do me any good. How much experience did we get? I guess that's fair. 5 people, welcome. Dobry wieczór, Lucy. Hello, Inku. Is this Czech? Are you writing to me in Czech? Dobry wieczór, not bad, sir. crazy. Did you come here from my Discord? How do you like Dragon Quest, Sinfu? It's not easy. It's not an easy game, apparently. This is the very first Dragon Quest, a remake. Hello, White Vigling Gale. Hello, hello. Everybody's here for the Dragon Quest and for the vote for Ukrainian aid. I think. Is this like a pony thing? I got a pony pen today. Boom. I should get a ticket to Poland. I feel sleepy, you know? Oh my gosh, that was a critical. Dragon Quest is famous for its first-person view combat. We defeated the monster. Also, we're playing the game on hard, so... Oh, okay, great. Played the game on hard, so we get less experience. On everything. Uh-oh.
Much better.
Holy crap. I really need better armor.
Much better.
Holy crap.
Heal.
Okay, I should just go for it. Alright. I did it. That was the risk worth taking. And we're gonna level up soon again. Dr. Jones is here? Yeah, we're gonna defeat those butterflies. I feel like we're gonna at least level up once before we return to the cave when where the boss is. And if we can get better equipment, then I think we'll got this. We just have to sell a few items. That's it. From the item pouch. And we'll be fine. We're really getting a lot of... We're getting a lot of experience. And money. How do you like this? This Dragon Quest is the game that is considered to have started the Japanese RPG genre. The mother game of all Japanese RPGs. It all started with this game on the Nintendo. Without Dragon Quest, there would be no Japanese RPG. Keep that in mind. Oh, well, that was poor experience. Should go to this area. A lot of walking in this game, but yeah, the original NES game. This is a remake of a remake because first it was on the Nintendo, then it was on the Super Nintendo, remade on the Super Nintendo, and now it is remade after. It's a remake of a remake. But this version apparently is more difficult than the old one. Apparently the old one was easier than this. Isn't that interesting? Usually games get easier, but apparently with this game it's the opposite. This game got harder. This game is harder than the original apparently. Yeah, getting harder.
Not today! Oh!
I'm so tired. Why am I feeling so tired? Can anybody explain to me? We're actually having viewership now. This is good. Where is Dr. Jones? Dr. Jones, the regular viewer. We've got a lurker on Twitch. I have no clue how to build a Twitch audience. Like, it's a mystery to me. I have no clue how to do that. Okay, let's try to buy a weapon. Well, not a weapon. We're gonna try to buy some better armor. But first, we're selling some stuff. Okay, let's buy it. You need to have a dead rat as a clock or shock your dog to be popular on Twitch. What? Okay. That's impossible. Okay. Okay, we're gonna buy a chainmail. Bronze shield. Alright, I guess we got a new armor. We're gonna sleep at the end, and we're gonna go back to the overworld. I'm thinking of restructuring my content, but do you feel that I should get rid of the slop entirely? I know how Malaki feels about slop, but what do all the other people that are on stream right now feel? Would you like me to get rid of slop altogether, forever, and not do it ever again? I mean trash content, like reacting to drama, whatever. Silly stuff like snarkers or something. It is done. That is the only content that gets me views on YouTube. When there are segments. Even if it's hate views and hate comments. You know? It's boring, but it's the only thing that people watch on my channel. Hate watch, that is. You know? But is the only thing people watch. But? What? That's TOS. That's I guess TOS to show but. People really got nothing better to do than hate watch. Well, a lot of the time they just watch a bit of it and then leave a hate comment. but it's still, if it's like 2,000 views, then it ends up being still a bit of income for me. So do you want to play Dark Knight with me? Not tonight. But overall, yes. Let me check about the whole. Let me check something. Oh yeah, also a 19-year-old kid was, I don't know, a stabbed 19-year-old was handcuffed by a police person in the UK and died. But the police is very strange. The police is very bizarre. The police is a very bizarre institution. Britain is not a real country. I guess. Really wacky things have been happening. Also, Trump's policy is leading to the banning of trans care for adults, not just children. Also, apparently, some 60 Minutes, which is apparently a very famous news show in the US, has been restructured and most correspondents have been fired and one of them quit. I could have seen that coming. I could have seen that coming. Actually, I saw it coming. Yeah. Like some people wanted to get a refill of their prescription and they couldn't.
Much better.
Now it's gonna be slop with Joe Rogan. Oh, apparently the streamer Dylan Brent went on Joe Rogan's son's show and had a talk about Ukraine. Minutes was a pretty good. Now it's gonna be slop with Joe Rogan. Apparently they don't even have the means to restart the show after the break now because they don't have correspondence. So it's not even gonna be slop because they don't have the means to restart it. Wait, Joe Rogan had a son with a podcast? Joe Rogan has a son that does an online show. And Dylan Burns went on that son's show to talk about Ukraine. Do it yourself. EI. Do it yourself being not a bigot. Level up. Look at that. Okay, we leveled up. So we're gonna go back to the city again. Because I feel like without a new weapon and armor, I'm not ready. You know? I don't feel ready without these items. Malaki, where are those two people that were offline shadows before? Oh, where are the people that were here offline? It's not full, it was just a few chips. I said, where are the people that were here offline earlier? I thought they would stay for a stream. We have to go back to the city now. Offliners come and go. I thought offliners stay forever. Like you know what I mean? Okay, it's time. It's interesting. Did I do the smart decision of playing this game on hard? What is Jasper? Did I make a smart decision by deciding to play this game on hard? Or did I chew more than I could eat? Bite more than I could chew? Oh. Interesting. Who just the music for? Alright, we killed this frog. Toad. VGG. Wait, VGG has music? We should get Sake Tanuki into this chat. Something. You know? I saw Sake Tanuki in Riverboat Jacks. Hello, Sake Tanuki. Okay, let's get a armor. You have to sell something. You get more money. I feel like it should be okay now. After I get the new piece of equipment, I should be fine, even if I don't have the best weapon necessarily. I should. Oh yeah, I have to do something real quick. Hold on, I'll be right back. Do something really sexy. What I'm about to do is the sexiest thing. I'm warming up a burger because I don't want the burger to go to waste. So how many VGG has music? Does the same person also do the music for VGG? Does this person do music for my husband? Everybody's a musician now. I've noticed. Almost good enough. Oh. I need to find the vote. There should be a vote happening on Ukraine soon. Well, damn. Well, shit. I need to cover that. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about buying people from protections. To be quite honest with you. I feel like it feels like shit. I've got a burger here. Fillet of fish. I feel like it's very healthy to eat at 2 a.m. You know? What do you think? Is it healthy to eat at 2 a.m.? I feel like it's... I don't know. I don't feel like it's the job of the European Union to catch people that are avoiding the draft. Because that is probably the thought behind this. Okay, we've got a lot of defense now. Is there anything else that I can get to make my defense better? Actually, nothing. Now I can only increase my power by getting a steel broadsword. But we're much tougher now. Wait, hold on, I have to check something. I'm gonna Google something real quick, okay? Wait, the phone died? No way. Okay, let's Google something real quick. Oh, President Sunday's streaming as well. Okay. During this one, had the remake. Should I save seeds or just use them? You should use seeds immediately in Roblox Run because you only can run one character and can swap classes. There is no one else to save them for. And using them early provides so much needed. Okay, and just use them. See, I should have used this from the start, but I didn't. You're really quiet, Lucy? Wait, was I quiet all the time? How am I now? Am I still quiet? Game is drowning you out? Maybe. Is it better now? Is it better now? Hold on. I feel like the input gain always gets very... Okay, maybe now it will be better. Okay, we've got super good defense now. So we should be able to... Also, Glitchmaster is not here tonight. Okay. I feel like if you get the best equipment and probably just walk instead of teleporting everywhere, then you should be fine, even on bosses. I feel like the talking about how difficult this game is probably over-exaggerated. That's my opinion. But we'll see. I'm a veteran of Japanese RPGs. actually. I've defeated all the most difficult titles that everybody always complain about. I defeated Vagrant Story. I defeated Saga Frontier 2. What were the... I feel like as long as you just don't skip random encounters, then you should be fine. Let's see. Let's see though, what happens. You know? Oh yeah, I forgot to use the seeds. Let's use all the seeds. Apparently there's really no point in saving them. Okay, let's use them. Seed of Magic. Seed of Agility. No. Seed of Life. Seed of Stamina. Seed of Stamina. Hello Fake Alec Parker. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're playing Dragon Quest and we're waiting for the big vote for Ukraine. Thank you. Seed of Wisdom. And we've used all of the seeds. Thank you for being here. Yes. We're gonna cover some news as well later, I think. But we have to build up. How do you like this game, Fake Alec Parker? It's Dragon Quest. It all began with this game. I guess people are not huge fans of Dragon Quest because the viewership fluctuates a lot. Fake Alec Parker, are you a fan of Dragon Quest? No? Wow. Wait, are you a fan of Dragon Ball? Wait, how can you not be a fan of Dragon Quest if you're a fan of Dragon Ball? What? You've never heard of Dragon Quest, the most famous Japanese RPG that Akira Toriyama, the author of Dragon Ball, drew the characters for? This game started the Japanese RPG as a genre. Of course. At least in Japan.
Nah, boss. 'Tis too dangerous, boss.
Unhand me! If thou thinkest I'm letting one of the boys just die, thou hast another thing coming!
Final Fantasy never became more popular than
You
Dragon Quest
die.
in
Thou
Japan.
hast another thing coming yourself.
Hey? Who art thou? State thy business.
Hast thou come here looking to pinch our treasure?
No.
Huh? Thou seekest the key that was stolen? My blinking key? Well, it shall not be thine, Palio! Not on my blessed Nelly!
Okay.
Much better.
What the fuck? I should have healed. Oh my god, I should have healed. Okay, this game is difficult. I've been persuaded. Oh my god. Yeah. I will say that the bosses are kicking ass in this game. It's true. At least on the hard difficulty. Veteran of the Great JRPG War is dead. No, I loaded. I loaded from the save. I've seen people cry about the balancing in this game in the Steam reviews. Hot take, the story writing school of Pansing made Game of Thrones unfinishable. The school allowed for organic character growth, but often led to an overgrown, unmanageable narrative. The sprawling plot combined with a lack of definite endpoints created a tangled web of storyline that became nearly impossible to untie. If Martin wanted to finish his story now, he'd need to do the writing equivalent of facial reconstructive surgery in his work and plan everything out. That's true. I mean, there's a reason why he's not finishing the story. Also, I feel like if you just kill all of your characters willy-nilly, then you end up with no characters to work with in your stories, so there's also that. You see, well, he's also had like a million characters, so killing tons of them didn't matter much. It did because he killed key characters. It doesn't matter if you have a million nobodies and you kill your key characters to the story. You know? I have mixed feelings towards games like this one. On the one hand, I don't like JRPGs for their copy-paste design. On the other hand, I do like music in this one and also its voice acting. Yeah, it's a classic. It's a nice game. Also, the music is a classic. The music is a very characteristic thing for this series. Dragon Quest has a very characteristic soundtrack. Also, apparently, the composer was a huge racist. I don't know why they needed to say that, but apparently it's true. What is this? I guess this game rewards exploration. It's a kitty land. What is a full moon ring? Oh. Mini medal. I'm stealing stuff. Oh, there's a chest over there. Oh. Oh no. Oh, come on. Give me a break. Look, we learned the thing. What does snub do? Oh. No way, real luck? What does Crackle do? Okay, what does Crackle do? Oh yeah, apparently also Hassan has said something silly again. Hassan has said something silly again, go figure. Hassan Piker, that is. He said that the only people that disagree with Mersheimer are those who want to fight to the last Ukrainian. Or something silly like that. The composers were a big fan of Wagner and also deep into Nietzsche or something, so I want to hear his thought about. The composer for this game is dead though. The composer for Dragon Quest is not alive anymore, he died. What the fuck? What the fuck?
I cannot fall.
Actually, Greater Rain has played the game. There's a game based on that book and Greater Rain has recommended it to me. What's really important? No, the composer is actually dead. I'm not kidding.
Thou shalt not escape. Begone!
Oh, actually, okay. We'll use the spells.
Begone!
Wait, I killed who? What did I kill? What? I'm sorry, what did I do? I didn't do anything. What do you mean? What the fuck? What the fuck? Holy shit. I feel like I should get out of here. I feel like these enemies are just too much for me. Each of these enemies is like a boss. Or is that enemy again? I should flee. If there was a time to flee, it's now. Actually, unironically. Holy crap. Okay, that's better. Okay, that's not so strong. I can take him. Alright, finally, some good news. I only have 200. I missed. Oh. I feel so tired. I don't know why. Have I not slept enough today? I mean, you're rage baiting me. Like, why do I need to care about what Mersheimer said if the composer of Dragon Quest was a big racist? Well, the composer is no more, and Mersheimer is still alive. Okay, we can Google it. We can Google it. Okay. Was the Dragon Quest composer a big racist? Yes! Oh my god. Yes, the late Dragon Quest composer Koichi Sugiyama was widely criticized for goading far-right racist and otherwise discriminatory views. Before his death in 2021, Sugiyama was heavily condemned for several controversial beliefs and political stances. Nanjing Massacre denial. He was a prominent denialist of Japanese war crimes, including the Nanjing Massacre and the sexual enslavement of comfort women during World War II. He co-signed advertisements in major newspapers calling such atrocities fabrications. Anti-LGBTQ+ and sexist comments. Sugiyama made several publicly broadcasted comments denigrating women and the LGBTQ+ community, once suggesting that same-sex couples do not produce children and therefore lacked societal priority. There you go, that's the composer whose music we're listening to right now. Xenophobia. He publicly lamented what he viewed as Japan losing its pure heritage and was known for nationalistic rhetoric. There you go. Yeah. That's the guy. That's the guy. Okay, but the composer racism didn't make the game worse. His music is good, like unironically. I mean, I know. It is actually good. I do like the music. I can separate the artist from the art enough to be able to play Dragon Quest without crying about it. I don't cancel myself for playing this game. The one rare example, Lucy Magnificent. True. Strong medicine. What does strong medicine do actually? What can I say? I do enjoy this game. And I do like its music. Especially Dragon Quest VII had good music. Because the person that composed the game for this game actually has been composing the music for the whole series. Well, until he died, but you know. Oh, we got money. Ruby wristband. I wonder what that does. Hello. Hello, Malaki. Oh, I feel sleepy for some reason. All that I wish for is to die here along with my home, that the monsters did so savagely lay waste. Pray let me alone. Savage monsters. Oh. Unlike catching armlet that stiffens the warrior's defensive resolve. Except I was not wearing the best stuff. I was not wearing the best equipment. So that's kinda nonsense. Can I believe that the game gaslit me like that? I have to go to the toilet. I'll be right back. In the meantime, consider donating, subscribing, and being good. Hello, Cliff. How are you? Welcome to the stream. How are you? We're playing Dragon Quest. Wait, are you the Cliff? Are you a linguist, perchance? I am back. No, it's Matilia. Oh, okay. So you're not a linguist. Welcome. Welcome to this stream of all streams. You're part of this experience of the quest that I am undertaking to become the biggest unproblematic streamer in the space. That is my goal, okay? Since all the big streamers are problematic, my goal is to become the big unproblematic streamer. So help me make the dream come true. Especially since we do a whole bunch of stuff in here. Has any other political streamer played Dragon Quest 1? I think not. Okay. I don't think so. None of them did. And that's what makes me unique. Uniquely qualified to be the best. To be the biggest. I think. Does that make sense? Also, we're gonna level up probably before long. Let's see if the vote is here. We've been waiting for the Ukraine vote. Oh, the vote is here. House vote 5. There you go. I think. Where is it? How? What's it called? I guess I'll just steal Dylan Burns' content for it.
Well, Trump's not going to be too happy about that. Oh, we got the final vote totals, I think.
Alright. Do we have the supermajority? Hello, KK1 Darinok. How long has it been since you...
Let me see what the final vote total is.
How long has it been?
The final vote total, as I am looking at it here, is... Oh. There seemed to be one... Change their vote from yay to nay.
Okay.
An independent voted yay. That's Kevin Kelly, of course. And 5 no votes, like no voting. on the Republican side and 4 no one voting on the Democrat side. They could clarify that after the vote, so those 9 could be clarified later, maybe. But 226.
I think no vote
assuming
is
every
absentee, no?
voting Democrat, might go through with a veto-proof vote in the future. We're talking, and those no voting Republicans might be forced to do a vote, and that one Democrat hand slipped. We're talking about 230 potential yay votes for sure if it had to be locked in. And we're trying to get a veto proof at the bare minimum. Looking at 2027 for a veto proof vote after a Democratic retaking of the House and Senate, which is what I think is the next best chance for a veto proof majority if Trump ends up vetoing this, which, while it has passed, is what I still think is a likely outcome.
Irish heritage and field and
Well, I guess
ask unanimous
one
consent to address the House for 1 minute.
Okay, that's it. That's where we know the vote to be.
All right, it has passed. The vote
230 roughly. Passed, but not veto proof.
passed. Oh no, not veto proof.
Man.
That sucks.
I was hoping there'd be more Republicans. I thought it would be more Republicans. But I really think that Trump fear is set in deep.
It is deep. A lot of Republicans that used to be pro-Ukraine when Trump took office suddenly
Let's hope that
changed their
Trump
stance.
knows that vetoing this will be bad luck. And that he actually wants to get a settlement to help him around the elections. Let's hope these two things combine and he just lets the bill do the work for him and does nothing. That's what I'm hoping for now. Because with this majority, we should get a majority in the Senate. In fact, this majority in the Senate might be a higher percentage because the Senate is traditionally viewed
We'll
as more
see.
pro-Ukraine.
Maybe
than the House.
Trump will do nothing actually. That
Plus,
actually
John
might
Cornyn's
happen.
still in it.
Maybe he won't veto it. We'll see.
Less war since World War II, and many are voting for or against stopping it. You mean they're voting
Nerf?
against stopping it? Yeah, pretty crazy. But it's the world we live in. It's our planet Earth. But hey, it passed. That's a positive.
That is a
Something to be
positive
happy
indeed.
about. Now it's just a question of, will Trump veto it? And if he does, then we can use that. We can move on that. Over 70% of Americans want more support for Ukraine. If Trump is not only not getting support to Ukraine, but stopping Congress from doing it, that is something to go after going into the election. Helping to set the conditions for a vote in 2027 if he chooses to veto, which we do not know yet.
We'll see.
It's good to know what we're going to do moving forward regardless. And that's what track Ukraine will be angling toward. For the little bit of political operating I'm doing on the matter.
We'll see.
But hey, maybe this argument will suffice it. Maybe this argument is what's cutting into the brainstem of Republicans right now and making sense. Here's Republican Representative Luna from Florida, who led those sanctioned Russian MPs to the United States.
Oh my
on a
God,
propaganda tour.
Paulina
Here is her
Luna
talking about
from
how there is a peace deal.
Florida.
And regarding the war in Ukraine, are you in favor of giving aid to Ukraine? Zelensky has been asking for Patriot defense surface-to-air missiles. Would you be in favor of voting for that?
I'm actually very glad you asked this question because I have been a part of those open dialogues and discussions. I've met with the Ukrainians. I've also met with the Russians. And what I will tell you is that right now, this war is at a stalemate. I think that if you're looking what happened historically, the aspect and the perspective of the Biden administration was to kind of just give Ukraine what they needed, not necessarily looking for them to win, but ultimately would not even engage in having diplomatic discussions, which you would figure that if you're going to engage in any of that that could potentially wrap the United States into a war itself, that you would want to at least lead first with these peace talks. And
They did before the invasion. They did at the start of the invasion. Then they stopped until they thought the Russians would be serious. Then Trump rushed into negotiations head first regardless, and then they got nowhere. I don't think it would have changed anything.
They didn't, which is, in my opinion, a failure. But ultimately, to answer your question, no, I don't support more aid because right now there is a peace deal. It is President Trump's peace plan for both Russia and Ukraine.
The one he proposed on the campaign trail
The
is
one
what
that
the
failed?
Ukrainians just offered directly, and the Russians are going to.
Right now,
It
the
has been offered before.
Russians, to my knowledge, have agreed to that peace deal.
They have not, but that's probably what they told her.
It is the Ukrainians that are holding out. Really, not even the Ukrainians. It's Zelensky because he's concerned that it will impact his potential upcoming election.
And does it? And
Yeah, there's a Russian peace deal that Zelensky knows that if he agreed to, the Ukrainians would reject it because the Ukrainians would say, hey, don't give up our homes, please. I mean, that's not that surprising.
remind us of that peace deal. Does that include Ukraine giving up land?
Potentially, yes, in the Donbass region. But what I will say is that
See, yes, she's talking about Russia's peace deal. That she said that all these parties agreed to,
my
Russia
God.
agreed to, Trump agreed to. As far as we could tell from the public discussions that we were seeing, what the Trump administration does say they agreed to, Trump said publicly that the Ukrainians would not have to give up all of the Donbass. Now, unless he said the word Donbass not knowing what it is, talked about it without knowing what it is, then that's a different thing than what Paula and Luna is saying. But I think this could also be our long-term theory, which is the Trump administration knows Ukraine is popular, knows supporting Ukraine is popular, wants the war to end anyway, and so privately said to the Ukrainians, hey, if you want to end the war, accept the Russian proposal, or it can drag on, hoping that they'll end the war by accepting the Russian proposal, while also not directly getting involved in the war, because they don't want it to be defined as...
This is so depressing. What is President Sunday doing?
Your political acumen, you know better than everybody
Who
else.
is this?
You're fair game.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, somebody
believes the
criticized
answer to
President
everything
Sunday.
is to
I
go
wanna
back
take a look
to
at
the
it for a moment.
90s, and still
If it's boring, we'll
basically
turn it off, but-
loves capitalism. ContraPoints carries the can for all liberals.
It's Gaza. You can see. I think he meant Gaza. You can say Gaza. Gaza's a physical location. Okay, then we have this stupid freaking commercial thing. Okay, I want to talk about this first, then we'll move on.
Okay, let's see. A few minutes. Who's
Hey,
this?
Sunday. I gotta express a problem I have with your content and your attitude as of late. I'm mainly going to be drawing from stuff you say in this video. The left has a grifter problem. Because it's about me, and it is a bad video.
It's a very quiet
But don't worry,
video.
this isn't a drama video. You're not getting hauled into the principal's office. It's just a talk. So let's
Why is
start
this
the
so
problems
quiet?
in this video of yours. First and foremost, what's the thesis statement meant to be here? You're nebulously punching left by way of saying I specifically am trying to do a grift here on YouTube, and pointedly you bring this up because I did a series of videos talking about Jewish issues. We'll get into some of the deeper problems with what you've said in a bit, because I want to start at the fact
Is
that
this
your
so-
video is 40 minutes
This is very quiet.
and still says absolutely nothing of value. You just slag me off for a bit, assume my motives, at one point to start imagining stuff about me. You have some of my videos playing uninterrupted for a couple minutes while you just make faces at them, but at no point ever actually engage with any of the content I've made or the points that I'm raising.
Okay, let's...
In this video of yours, which is ostensibly critiquing my recent Jewish content, you never actually contend with a single point I've made in any of those Jewish videos. You never actually explain why you want to assert that the left has a grifter problem and it's me. I'm fine with someone articulating a disagreement with me, but if that looks like someone just really lazily making stuff up about me for the better part of an hour, seemingly just because they needed some filler content for the YouTube channel they aspire to live off of, I'm going to call it like it is and say that's some really retarded dog shit. I think your whole piece is
Deserved?
intellectually empty.
Who deserved?
And frankly, belies more than a few of the weird hang-ups about Jewish people you clearly have. But my main problem is just how your supposed analysis amounts to no more than basically just having my channel on screen while you speculate about me and low-key bumble into doing half-hearted anti-Semitic tropes for some reason. Let's pull up a clip from your video and I'll show you the sort of thing I mean.
But he's been doing something a little weird lately.
Wait, it's louder now.
So this guy who styles himself years ago as like a leftist organizer is all of a sudden amidst the Israeli massacre of Palestinians and the massacre now of Iranians. As of more or less exactly 3 weeks ago, after a video called I Need to Get More Jewish, making exclusively videos talking about the victimization of Israelis in present-day society.
Okay, let's first think about the I'm making videos about the persecution of Israelis in present-day society remark. Because I, for one, don't think that Jew and Israeli are synonyms. Do you think all Jews are Israeli? Do you know why that's incorrect? Because literally none of my videos were about Israelis, period. They were all about diaspora Jews and the diaspora Jewish experience,
Interesting.
principally in Australia, where
I
I
did
live.
not think President Sunday would make
And
that connotation.
the extent to which I made any content about persecution is when, in my first of those videos, I talked about how, about a fortnight prior to when I recorded it, 57 people had just been shot at a Hanukkah event in my state capital. That's what my first video in that series, I Need to Get More Jewish, is about. I explicitly say why it is that I'll be releasing one video a day for about a month about Jewish topics, and it's in response to a terror attack that's killed lots of people in my local visible minority community. You would know that's what the video's about if you actually paid attention to it, if you engaged with it. Since you didn't listen to it, why try to characterize it? Why call it a grift? You will literally just sit there, my video playing, you pulling faces silently for 2 minutes, while I talk very cogently about the marked increase in lethal anti-Semitic violence all over the world, then you clearly understand nothing being said, and you just feel like you need to add the this is Israeli, this is the Israeli victim complex, this is a grift. Watch this, and you tell me who's the one making lazy, grifty content here. And whether you simply ask around your local community or look online, it's become a pretty common refrain. And today, I just want to have a little think out loud about why that might be, and add some particular thoughts of my own. But I also wanted to loop back around at some point in this video to talk about what the implications of this tiredness are.
I am tired.
If you're a Jew today, and don't get me wrong, there is community out there, and it's likely you've got family, both immediate and extended, to lean on, and friends and other loved ones, and of course a rich cultural tradition to draw strength and wisdom from.
Okay.
But
so what's the problem?
it's also, unfortunately, pretty likely that a lot of the time you might feel your experience of the world seems a lot more weighed down than it ought to be.
I don't know what President
Like you're
Sunday's
moving through life needing to deal with
contention's
significantly
gonna be.
more troubling little issues here and there than you would be otherwise if you weren't Jewish. Little petty things more often than not, but occasionally some real unpleasant stuff. And not to be too blunt about it, but realistically, every once in a while you hear another story of Jews being seriously threatened or even attacked for no reason other than just because they're Jews.
I
It's
mean,
one more little unnecessary problem after another. Until, every once in a while, your news feed, or sometimes, tragically, even your local community, is disrupted by horrific and sometimes even lethal violence committed against us. And in some ways, the worst part about it is,
anti-Semitism
is you know
is
why
factual.
it keeps happening, and it feels inevitable and virtually unstoppable. At some point.
So it's like he's got all of these videos all of a sudden literally just talking about how victimized Israelis are.
Israelis?
And I say Israelis for a very particular reason.
Why?
He is very clearly trying to grift off of Israel partisans with a victim complex.
How do you know?
This is also, by the way, why we don't trust most Gentile self-described anti-Zionists. Because they'll, honest to God, tell you they don't hate Jews, just Zionists. Then you can literally just say, hey, regular Western anti-war Jew here, and I think it was bad that my synagogue got shot up last week. And even the most woke lib, supposedly knows better goy, will turn around to say, oh, that sounds like the Israeli partisan victim complex to me. Why do you have a victim complex? Why are you grifting? The average Gentile does this shit all the time. Conflating Zionism with Judaism and saying you're being an Israeli partisan for saying anti-Semitism is bad, and making sure to imply you're doing some sort of monetary scheme in the process. Yeah, Sunday, your video is garbage. Just about everything you say in it is some variation on this. It's 40 minutes of tropes and nothing of value. I don't know if you think this is the kind of content that will get you subscribers or views or whatever, but I think
Let's watch what Vladimir linked to me. Wait, Vladimir, I cannot... Okay, good.
So this is so crazy that it almost sounds like a joke, but I can assure you it's not a joke. Take a look at this. Israel's ambassador brings a drone to the UN to complain about Hezbollah's drones, okay? So the Israeli ambassador goes to the UN and he gives a speech where he's like complaining that like, bro, we're getting attacked. And the drones are like killing our IDF soldiers, man. What the fuck? But what he's not telling you is the IDF has illegally invaded Lebanon. Like, they went in there. By the way, they're wiping out cities and towns left and right, just like they did in Gaza, where they bombed every building known to man. It's like 95% of the buildings are just totally wiped out. It literally, people are talking about places in Gaza in the past tense. That's how bad it is, right? Like, it was total annihilation, ethnic cleansing, genocide. Now they're doing that in Lebanon, and the Israelis have the nerve to go to the UN and complain. Like, bro, can you believe we're starting a fight and they're fighting back? You're not allowed to fight back. You have to sit there and take it. You need to sit there and die. And if you don't, then I'm going to go complain to the UN. Like, the thought of the Israelis going to the international community and being like, can you believe these people doing this? You're the government of Israel. You're the ones where, like, all of your top officials are wanted for war crimes. Now all of a sudden you care about international law? Like, you have got to be kidding me. All right, listen to this. Here we go.
This is an example of a drone used by Hezbollah. This is what we are dealing with.
Oh my God.
Now, Hezbollah are using different kinds of drones. Few of them with fiber optic. These drones weigh less than 2 kilograms. It flies low. It is very difficult to detect. And by the time you hear it above your head, it's too late. It can fly undetected for tens of miles. And all of a sudden, you see it above your head. A thin cable is what makes this drone different. It does not rely on a radio signal. It cannot be easily jammed, unfortunately. It gives the operator a live video feed and direct control until impact. This is a modern warfare, cheap, precise, deadly.
Look, man, I'm old school. If you don't want to get attacked, don't illegally invade a country, right? Simple. You don't want to get attacked, don't attack them. Don't illegally invade the country. That should be simple. But the point here is they're actually way more advanced than Israel thought. That's the point. In the same way that Iran was way more prepared for war with the axis of Epstein than we thought. Like, they have these drones. It's a pain in the ass dealing with these drones. They end up doing a tremendous amount of damage. The U.S. literally needs to go to Ukraine and start begging them for help to figure, like, how do you guys deal with this? Because Russia uses similar drones or the same drones in Ukraine, so they had to come up with, like, anti-drone weapons. So Ukraine is, like, leading the way on that. And Trump had to go directly to Ukraine to be like, hey, man, can y'all help us with these drones? Because, like, they're sort of fucking us up right now. Remember, Iran bombed 20 of our bases, barbecue chicken, burnt to a motherfucking crisp. They took out our massive, like, billion-dollar radar system, which meant we were flying blind. Then we needed these other, like, radar planes to make up for that. Then they attacked those radar planes. They've taken out our drones. They've taken out our fighter jets. They attacked our bases. They attacked our radar. They've done so much better than we ever thought they could. Right? And, like, that's modern technology and modern warfare. Is like the U.S. is prepared to fight like a 1980 style war. But our adversaries are prepared for modern warfare. Like, they've come up with ways to get around what they know we have, right? And they've been able to reverse engineer shit that we've used on them. And so now to have Israel be like, man, I don't know, they're sort of fucking us up a little bit. And by the way, there's actually a compilation, I'll play this for you, from an Irish journalist here. This compilation of Hezbollah strikes, FPV strikes, during Israel's invasion of southern Lebanon highlights the evolution of warfare. The future is drones. So again, that drone was small as a motherfucker, bro. Not even the size of somebody's head, or about the size of somebody's head. And look at the damage that it does. They're able to fly completely and utterly undetected, and the next thing you know, you're just cooked. Watch this. I'll turn off the music here, but bunch of Israeli soldiers right there. Boom, got. Bunch of weapons got. Look at this. Tank got. Vehicle got.
It all got.
God damn, like.
I mean, are people.
So by the way, they're not sitting ducks. That's the other thing. Is like, yes, Israel has the capacity to like wipe out the towns and the cities and go after the civilians as they always seem to do. But Hezbollah's not just taking that shit laying down, bro. They're not. They're fighting back, and this is a compilation of them fighting back and going after different Israeli targets. And there was a moment where the Israelis were forced to, like, retreat. I read that the other day, that, like, they had to move back at a certain point because Hezbollah was like, nah, we're going to fuck you up. And they even started hitting places in northern Israel. So what's happening on the ground is definitely a complicated picture. But the nerve of Israel to show up to the UN and start complaining like, bitch, don't invade Lebanon. How about that? Don't invade Lebanon and you'll be good money. You won't be attacked by these drones if you just fucking chill the fuck out.
Maybe.
But no, they're so intent on creating the Greater Israel Project and expanding that they're perhaps out over their skis. Because remember, guys, the IDF chief came out and warned, and we covered this on the show, that like they're on the brink of collapse. And that's why you have many politicians in Israel are calling for, forced conscription for all the ultra-Orthodox. Whereas the Orthodox don't have to fight in the military, but like everybody else does. And people are pissed off about that. They're like, you need to fight in the military. And so when you lose like the secular people and, you're taking big casualties and you're overexpanded and you're in all these different places and you're literally running out of people, there's a reason why the chief is warning of collapse. So they're overextended and they've bit off more than they could chew. So we'll see what happens. But look at these videos, man. This is all, like, each one of these is a different attack that Hezbollah did on the IDF as the IDF invaded Lebanon. They didn't think they'd get fucked up this badly. And I should note that, like, in the same way that the U.S. is hiding the actual injury number and casualty number that we dealt with in Iran and are dealing with in Iran, in the same way Israel is hiding how much damage has been done in Israel proper by the war against Iran, you also have them hiding all of this information as well. Like, Israel has not come out and said, oh, we have X number of casualties, X number of people injured. And you just saw in this clip released from Hezbollah that, oh yeah, we actually got a lot of IDF soldiers who were invading. So anyway, crazy stuff here. But Israel has some nerve to go to the UN and start complaining about modern warfare. Like, okay, bitch, withdraw. Then you won't have to worry about this.
Hey y'all, do me a favor
It's
and
like
like and
Russia.
subscribe. It
Withdraw
helps
and
out
you
big
won't
time
have
in
to
the algorithm.
Oh, the worst RPG game ever?
I'm going to ask you a question, and there's no wrong answer here. What do you think is the worst role-playing game in video game history? I can hear the arguments for Lunar Dragon Song of the DS. The baffling decisions those developers made created an absolute
Lunar
butchery of the
Dragon Song
Lunar
was a
name.
bad game.
Maybe Quest 64 is your take on it. Just because you're the first RPG on a given system doesn't excuse your story to be flatter than the state of fucking Florida. Or perhaps you lean more into the cash cow franchises, both past and present, with the likes of Final Fantasy 13, Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, Suikoden 4, or maybe
Breath
a franchise
of Fire
not known for
Dragon Quarter is not
RPGs
a
taking the
bad
plunge
RPG.
and instantly drowning like Sonic
Like,
Chronicles did.
saying
Regardless of
Breath
your
Fire
answer,
Dragon
you must...
Quarter is just not fair, considering that that's actually a good game. It's a well-made game. Just because people didn't like it, that because it was different from all the other Breath of Fire games, it does not mean that it was a bad game.
have a pretty valid argument to consider it the worst. But I'd like you to put that opinion aside for just a bit and take a look into this void. Deep within this black hole, you will find a perfect storm of awfulness. A glitch-ridden shitshow that makes even Gollum look flawless in comparison. You will find Hoshi wo Mirohito. For those out in its native Japan, they call it something else entirely. The legendary shitty game.
I think it's not fair to
But before I talk about the game, I would like you to consider hitting that subscribe button if this video was worth your time. As a one-man operation, any support is appreciated, and I thank you in advance if you do so. Now that that's out of the way, let's take a step back and figure out how this game came to be in the first place. 27 May 1986. One of the most important dates in gaming history. If you don't know why, that's because it was the release date of the first Dragon Quest for the Famicom, paving the way for the genre we now know as the Eastern RPG. It's pretty bare bones by today's standards, yes, but what mattered was that it was a massive hit. It was selling like onigiri out there. And of course, the game's success brought upon the eyes of many other video game companies, who in turn would set out to create their own games in an attempt to make a better model than what Dragon Quest put out. In the midst of these early dark ages, two particular names would stand out. One was Sega, who was trying to do everything that everybody wasn't doing, and that resulted in the first Phantasy Star for the Sega Master System, while Square decided to completely rip off Dungeons & Dragons to create the first Final Fantasy for the Famicom. Both of these games were released on the tail end of 1987. Of course, both of these games would be major successes and would go on to have franchises that continue to this day. But a little under 2 months prior to these games being released, another notable RPG came out on the Famicom on October 27th. That was Hoshi wo Mirohito, and while its contemporaries would have successes in their own right, this game would be notable for all the wrong reasons. In fact, it has such a notorious reputation that Japanese gamers aren't simply content with calling it a kusoge, translation shitty game. Instead, they hail it as the Densetsu no Kusoge, Densetsu being legend. It takes a special kind of dumpster fire to get that moniker. So why is this game the one to be called such? Well, in order to find out, I gotta dive deeper. Let's start with the game's story, which is actually pretty good considering the time period this game was released in. The story involves a rogue supercomputer known as Crew 3, which managed to successfully brainwash humanity to drive itself to the brink of annihilation. The only ones immune to this brainwashing are those with extrasensory powers. Crew 3 takes care of this loophole by hiring bounty hunters to kill them off. Eventually, it boils down to just 4 psychic children, obviously the 4 playable characters of the game, being the only hope in stopping the supercomputer. That's pretty much the gist of it. Actually, now that I've read and thought about it, I see some similarities to this story and Phantasy Star 2 on the Mega Drive, a game that also featured a supercomputer going rogue, albeit for different reasons. A couple other neat ideas were thrown in as well, most prominently your characters growing up as they leveled up and multiple endings being possible. For a game that wasn't even a year and a half removed from Dragon Quest being released, there was quite a bit of ambition here. So how does a game like this end up with the title of the legendary shitty game?
I don't know.
Well, you know all that story and goodwill heading into this game? Literally all of it gets thrown into a blast furnace and torched the second you press the start button. Now as I play this game, I would like you to pay attention to the number at the top left corner of the screen. This represents the number of potential bugs and issues you will find playing the game for just 5 game minutes.
Oh, no.
Already we've got one from the word go. As soon as you press start, you're in the overworld without a clue as to where you are or even where to go. Dragon Quest puts you in front of King Lorik in Tentacle Castle, Phantasy Star starting off in Caminite, and while Final Fantasy also puts you in the overworld, Canaria was...
Interesting. Okay, let's 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 make myself a little bit louder. And by myself I mean the game. Okay, let's see if I can defeat the boss now. If not, we will have to finish stream for now, and I have to rest because I feel very tired all of a sudden. I don't know even why. Hello, Gregorade. How are you? We level up though, so it should be okay. You have to let me know when you're on the bus, okay? Oh, I have to go deeper. I should be able to defeat the boss now. I have 105 HP.
Nah, but
Okay, let's see.
Unhand me! And if thou thinkest we're letting you...
hey,
Hast thou come here looking to pinch... Huh? Thou see... Well...
Okay, that's fine.
no mercy.
Did it work? Alright.
I cannot fall.
Have at me!
I think I'm too late for this yet.
Thou shalt not escape.
Wait, is it? Are they gonna be attacking Kyiv today? No way. Are they attacking Kyiv today as well? Yeah. Bosses are tough in this game, you know? Yep, I'm 2 weak still. Oh. Ay. I'm 2 weak. We're gonna have to grind some XP for this. Damn. Yeah, I guess I'm 2 weak still, even though I just leveled up. What a game.
Right front and center. Hoshi puts you in the middle of no man's land.
Oh, Chad Logic did like everybody's on the Quarterings case now. Things have never been this bad before, says Vosh. Okay, let's watch some Jovan as we are going back to the city. Jovan does the word of 10 textbooks. Thank you.
All right, coming up is Jesse. Jesse, 32, he, him. He got disconnected before we got him back. All right, hi, Jesse. It looked like we had a little issue with,
hey,
with
man.
the connection before.
Dude, I'm so sorry about that. I didn't mean to lose the call like that. I was trying to put some better headphones on for you.
All good, man. All good. No worries.
And hey, dude, I hate Funko Pops too, bro.
Real. So Jesse, we are going to talk about trans men and women being men and women. You were saying something before you got disconnected.
I was just saying that when I first called and talked to the other person, I agree with a lot of the things that you're saying, and I just had to pick something to argue with you about. But you know, I was really just looking for a good conversation and maybe to elaborate on some of these subject matters. So I picked number one. You know what I mean?
Okay. Do you agree or disagree? Do you that trans men and women are men and women?
So I guess what I would say is like when we're using these terms, like, are we like what exactly are we referring to? You know, like, is this like a purely psychological thing? Or are we saying biologically? Are we saying chemically? Like, you know, I just. And is this post-op or pre-op or, you know, like what's the nuance to it?
Well, so I would not use gender in a biological sense because gender are social categories. So gender categories would be socially constructed ones.
All right. Okay. So let me ask you this. So like the Women's March and like the women's rights movement was this idea built upon the sort of like narrative that there's no such thing as a man's job or a woman's job. There's just people that are capable of doing those jobs and the jobs that, you know, need people. So if the woman is, you know, just as capable as the man at performing said task, then, you know, it is what it is. But it seems like this movement directly says, like, well, the things that you do in society and how you move about society play a role in how people identify you and how you identify yourself. But I just feel like it's a bunch of extra steps for something that's, like, not really important.
Well, so gender is important in how we operate. Like, our brains just are gendered, like, tools. They gender things. They gender ourselves all the time. But it's not about how society sees you. It's about how you see yourself in relation to societal categories.
Okay. Can you give me, like, an example, maybe, or?
Yeah, so we have these things. We have this. There's the psychological aspect of our brains called a schema. And what a schema is it's basically the way our brain categorizes information. So your brain is constantly, like, categorizing things, and it's doing this all the time. Like, it's just all the time making these category distinctions. It's how when I pick up a spoon, I can know that it's a spoon, and I know that a spoon is a utensil, and I know that a utensil is silverware. It's just a subconscious things our brains do. So when it comes to gender, your brain looks at the way looks at you, and it looks at these sort of schemas that it's developed on the sexes. So for instance, I'm a male and I'm a man. So my brain looks at my sex of male and says, okay, this feels in alignment with the schema that it's developed around male. And it does this all subconsciously. So because of that alignment, because it's in alignment, I'm a man. I have no issue. I have nothing to worry about. We're all good. For instance, a trans man, they typically are born with the sex of female, and their brains look at that sex and go, well, see, this feels in disalignment with the sex that I feel connected to. So this is, I'm sorry, with the sex that I am. So the sex that I am, female, is in disalignment with itself, because when I look at my schema based on female, I don't feel a connection here. But when I look at my schema based on male, I do. I feel this, like, subconscious connection to this. So this person would be man because they have that alignment with their schema on males, and they would be a trans man just because their sex at birth is not aligned with what is typical of men.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. So, are you done? I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so first, I think, like, schema is sort of like a cognitive shortcut, right? Like, it's a way of, like, understanding complex things in, like, a real situation based, you know, like if you go to a
did I hear that correctly?
like of, like, understanding. Schema is sort of like a cognitive shortcut, right? Like, it's a way of, like, understanding complex things in, like, a real, like, situation based, you know, like if you go to a restaurant or something, right, and you know how to behave in that restaurant setting because, you know, you've been to a restaurant before. But the thing is that that's not always correct. And I actually think that as, like, intelligent beings, we should be challenging the nature of our instincts. You know, I think that this is very complicated, and I don't want to get too far off subject. But I do think that there are a lot of, like you said earlier about, like, identifying as male and maybe having, like, it seemed like you were saying maybe having an easier time relating to other males because your brain recognizes them as male, so you have this sort of shared experience. But the thing is I don't think that's true. I think that you should actually resist that urge.
Well, it's not about, wait, so you're
urge?
That's a little bit not what we're talking about, right? It's not necessarily about being connected to the shared experience, because each person's schema is going to be an individual thing. Your schema on what male is different than mine, even though we're both male, right?
But I would say, okay, I understand. I'm so sorry. You go first.
No, go ahead.
Well, I would just say that, so what you're saying is my schema, my shortcut for understanding what a male is based on my own individual experiences. But I would say that I believe that like those things are irrelevant, like that you don't need to. I don't need to encapsulate what it means to be masculine, you know, or is masculinity as a concept. Okay.
I identify
all right,
as
so maybe I
Lucy.
misunderstood.
Yeah. So again, you can have a schema revolving males that doesn't involve masculinity, right? Because that's just how your brain has developed it. Just like you can have it. Again, it's all personal, right? So there is no one right way for a schema to be.
Okay. So, but now, how does that go into? So you're saying that like I'm an individual and I feel like I do female things. I feel like I have female thoughts, and so therefore I must be internally psychologically female.
No. So you're taking schema almost to be this like conscious thought thing. It's not. Schema
is definitely subconscious.
Yeah,
but
schema
it's something
is all.
That there's a. Go ahead. So sorry.
No. Go. I want to hear you because I want to see where our misunderstanding.
All right.
is.
Well, there's this concept that's like a rat in a maze, right? Like a rat doesn't understand that it's running a maze for cheese. But if you do understand that you're running a maze for cheese, if you understand that your brain has biases, if you understand that your mind has constructs that it tends to lean on, you can circumvent this behavior by sort of being aware that it exists. It's not your first thought that matters, right? Your first thought is your instinct, but the ability to question that thought, the ability to go, well, I don't know everything, so maybe I should question what this thing I'm thinking actually means.
I would disagree because this is more of an identity-based thing. An identity-based thing is just the way your brain recognizes itself. There is no like real necessary need for thought within identity. You know what I mean? When we're talking about, and I mean like an internal identity. I don't mean like, well, I'm a goth, right? I identify as gothic, right? Well, that obviously you think about. We're talking about like just sense of self. Like your sense of self is not something that needs the complex thought as some of these other stuff. When we're talking about our relationship, we're just looking at the way our brain is internally recognizing our sex and the way that maps on to the way our brain has internalized sex in general. Right? Because when I look at gender, at least the way that we like traditionally gender has been colloquially used, right? Gender has just mapped onto sex 1-to-1 essentially in society for like most of the time, right? This doesn't make sense to me because when we look at categorization and we're looking at how we make these categories, there doesn't seem to be a clear biological trait that aligns sex and gender in this appropriate way, you know? So
I would agree, yes.
So because
of that, one is almost entirely a construct. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. So because I noticed that there isn't a way to. Ooh, you got a lot of background noise, friend.
Oh, okay, no problem. I was trying to make myself a drink, but you continue.
No, you're good. You're good. Because we know that there's not a trait that maps on cleanly that would be necessary for being a man or a woman. Right, at least one based on biology. I then look at this concept of gender and I'm go, okay, well, clearly it's something that is been created societally, right? Gender doesn't exist outside of people. So how do you align in that societal way? And because we have people whose gender or even their gender expression goes against what society dictates for them, then clearly society is not the determining factor. Right? As in, I mean, like society determines for you. So there must be something internal going on. And that's where we get into looking at the neurobiology around like gender identity and schema and things like that.
Right. And that's why I kind of brought up testosterone and estrogen earlier, is because like if this is a thing that's happening, like it's a construct that it's existing internally, like through our psychology, I just wonder if it has anything to do with hormonal or chemical balances within, you know, an individual.
Okay. So the only
and
thing
that seems like a dangerous conversation.
No. Actually, you're not entirely incorrect in that thinking. Okay. You're not entirely incorrect. We have some evidence, and this is real and true. We have some evidence that hormone washes in utero will lead you to be more likely to be trans or cis or relate to one of the genders. Now that evidence is very low right now. Like when I say it's some evidence, I mean it's like muy pequeño evidence.
I mean, I believe it. I mean, I'm not gonna like swear to it, but I believe it.
Yeah. So we have some evidence that shows this. There is also evidence that trans people's brains are more similar to the gender they align with than the gender that society would align them to, right? There is also some evidence of this. I think it's an interesting thing to keep looking into, but because obviously when we look at something like gender, there is a neurological component, right? Our brains naturally gender things, and whether that's because of just years of conditioning, right? Hundreds of years of conditioning to think this way, or whether it is something else, who knows? But at the end of the day, like I said, there is definitely a mix between what's the word I'm looking for? There's definitely a mix between the neurological component and the social component. They're definitely tied together.
Right. Yeah, if it's okay, I'd like to just clearly state that, I believe that if anyone in this world is judging someone based on, who they have sex with or how they dress or the way they speak or the affliction that they speak with, like, if they're in the wrong. That person is ridiculous. So there's way bigger shit to worry about. But I also think that if we're going to change as a society, we need to be able to, we got to be able to really explain this shit and get into the research of it. And maybe that doesn't matter as much to the layman.
I don't
hate
necessarily
to say that.
think it does. One of my favorite instances was when Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking to, I think it was Ben Shapiro, about this specifically.
Oh, I'm very familiar. Why do you care?
Yeah, it's just what does it matter? I think there's
it matters because the truth matters. As a scientist, you should care about the truth.
Well, I don't think the truth doesn't change this, though. The truth wouldn't change any of what we're talking about. You know what I mean?
But a person that has these feelings and these perspectives, a person that, let's say, identifies as trans, they have a way of putting that
Nobody
now
identifies as
that's
trans.
Based on a personal experience and popular culture, but that isn't necessarily the most accurate way to put it. And if we could all be a little more educated, we might learn something.
So here's my thing. My only thing with that is let's say it one of two issues I have with it. One, I don't think there's an issue with doing it to learn from it, right? If we're really using this as a tool to learn more about our brains and more about things like that, that's a good thing. That's a great thing, actually. If it's being used in the way I think it probably will, which is, to sort of erase trans identities, that's a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Science usually
it's only it's so the thing is it's sort of romanticizing something that you have no evidence for. If the truth comes, if we can come to a consensus as a people, at least in general, maybe not everyone, obviously not everyone.
Science,
we don't have to hold on to. We do the same thing with products and stuff. Our personalities are an amalgamation of bullshit we indulge in. So I just feel
replicability.
I don't know. I like to say I'm a realist. I just want to be able to tangibly grasp these concepts.
Sure. All I'm trying to point out here in this is we can look at these things as this is the way how do I want to phrase this? We can look at these things about this is what science is pointing to us. This is how science is determining these things. This is all of that, right? We can obviously look at this as a as just scientific research and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But my issue, and it's the thing that I keep coming back to on it, is what is the purpose of looking for it? Like, right? Like trans people being trans obviously exists in a social area, and gender exists in a social area. So like, yeah, we may find that there's some scientific evidence that our brains naturally do what we have found, that there's some, let me rephrase that. We have found that there's scientific evidence that our brains do naturally work in this social way, right? But what more do we need from that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like we need to do, like, we're always going to be researching, but I just don't see what, like, other than just more confirming of what we already know, like the research isn't going to point to anything new necessarily.
Right. I mean, so I would just say, well, first of all, I'd like to say that, you know, obviously no one has to explain themselves to me, you know, or anyone else for that matter. Like, you know, you do you, man, whatever, you know. But also, like, I just sort of feel like there's this disconnect between like opinions that are based on like emotions and perceptions, and then like ones that are like based on data. And I just have a hard time.
I don't necessarily agree with that, because like what about like when we research stuff on like depression or anxiety, or even going further than that, when we research stuff on like love and things like that, all of that is connected in some way, shape, or form to subjective things, right? But we don't like. We're not like worried about it. We're not like, well, now we have to find out why humans love, and we need to know why. Like, we don't really worry about that necessarily. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we might. I mean, I feel as though this is one of those like cornucopias of topics where, like, if I delve too far, we're gonna get like way off course. So, but I you know, I do think we might be a little better off if we did apply some more cognitive thought to those concepts. You know, when I look out at the world, I don't necessarily see all this emotional behavior as a positive.
I'm sorry, what negative do you see from it? Like, what do you mean you don't see it as a positive?
Well, like I said, I don't want to get too far off subject, but I mean, when you base things off of your feelings and your emotions on a topic, your mind is not susceptible to facts. You can convince one scholar, you can convince 1,000 scholars with one fact. You can't convince one idiot with 1,000 facts. And basing our perceptions of reality off of our feelings is not how we get an honest depiction of what's going on around us.
I don't necessarily think I agree with you on that.
Right. Well,
subjective.
That's cool, man. I still like you.
It's just my. Yeah, I think I would disagree on what you're on the like what you're stating there. Like,
yeah, and I get that spawns like a whole other like just a seabed of topics.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna end it here. I feel very tired. So I'll see you on next stream, okay? I love you all. It's been fun. But I have to rest a bit. Alright? Bye-bye. I'm gonna raid you into somebody that will appreciate you. And we will be continuing our quest to become the biggest content creator ever in the universe. I'll raid you to the serfs. I bet the serfs will raid me someday. Alright. Bye bye. Thank you very much.